I've always trusted my cousin Mara, so when she asked if I could house-sit her lakeside cabin for a weekend, I didn't hesitate. I imagined quiet mornings, fishing at the dock, movies at night, and maybe even a break from the relentless noise of the city. Mara said she needed to get away. She looked pale on the video call, her eyes restless like she hadn't slept in days. I didn't ask too many questions. I just packed my bags and headed out Friday afternoon. The drive was long but peaceful. Pines lined the winding roads. The lake came into view just as the sun dipped behind the trees. The cabin sat alone, its wood exterior stained dark, framed by shifting shadows. I stepped out of my car and took a deep breath. The air smelled of pine needles and damp earth. Before I continue, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button if you're into creepy stories like this. Where are you watching from tonight? Drop your location below, and let's see how far Clara After Dark travels. Clara was already there when I arrived. She had come up earlier to check on some old family belongings Mara left behind. Clara, my longtime friend and Mara's cousin on the other side, had always had a sense for the strange. She greeted me at the porch with a tired smile and a thermos of hot coffee. "Mara's acting weird," she said as we stepped inside. "More than usual." The interior was rustic, filled with antiques and the faint scent of cedar. A large stone fireplace anchored the living room. Above it hung two small oval mirrors. Clara's eyes lingered on them. "She told me not to look into mirrors after midnight," she added. "Cover them or face them to the wall." I laughed. That sounds like Mara, always a little dramatic. Clara didn't smile. She was serious. Later that evening, after a simple dinner of pasta and wine, we sat by the fire. Mara had already left earlier that afternoon, muttering about needing to be far away before nightfall. Clara and I stayed up talking, trying to shake off the unease. But as 10 o'clock approached, she grew quiet. "I'm covering mine now," she said, heading to her room. I walked down the short hallway to the guest room. There, leaning against the wall, was a tall mirror. I stared at my reflection for a long moment. Then, I pulled a blanket from the bed and covered it. Just before sleep took me, I heard Clara's voice from the other room. "Whatever you do," she said, "don't uncover it." I awoke with a jolt just after midnight. My chest heaved like I'd been drowning in a dream. The room was cold, the kind of cold that clings to your bones. The wind outside had stopped, and the silence was sharp. Then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. I sat upright. My eyes went straight to the corner. The blanket I had used to cover the mirror was gone. The mirror stood bare, moonlight spilling across its glass. The tapping continued, soft and steady. It came from the mirror itself. I wanted to call for Clara, but my throat had closed. My body refused to move. I stared into the glass. My reflection was there, but it wasn't quite right. The eyes looked empty. Then a shape formed behind me, a dark figure, too close. I turned around. Nothing. I stumbled out into the hallway, calling Clara's name. Her door was locked. I banged on it, desperate. "Clara, wake up." From inside, she answered in a whisper. "Don't open any doors. Don't trust any voice after midnight. Not even mine." I felt something brush past my back. I spun around. The guest room door had swung open. Inside, the mirror reflected the room and something else. A smile, wide, crooked, carved into a shadow that leaned too close to the surface. I ran to the front door, threw it open. The wood stared back at me. Stillness. The pines didn't move. Not even the lake rippled. I slammed the door and locked it. I could hear movement now. Floorboards shifting. The sound of someone pacing. But it wasn't Clara. It wasn't human. The hallway was longer than it should have been. The walls stretched, twisted. The lights flickered as I walked slowly toward Clara's room. Something inside me screamed to turn back. Then the voice came again. "Open the door, honey. I brought you juice." It was my mother's voice. Sweet, familiar, dead for 10 years. "No," I whispered. "No, no, no." A whisper came from the mirror behind me. "You miss her, don't you?" I turned. The mirror in the hallway had cracked. Through its webbed surface, I saw a face that wasn't mine smiling back. I rushed to Clara's room, banging harder. "Please." She finally opened it. Her face was pale, eyes wide with terror. She yanked me inside and slammed the door. "There's more than one," she said. "They live in the reflections, and they're hungry." We turned all the mirrors, covered what we could. Clara pulled a duffel bag from under her bed. "What's that?" I asked. "Old things. From Mara, journals, drawings." She was trying to trap it, but she made it worse. The bag was filled with sketches of the cabin, pages filled with scribbled lines, faces half drawn, figures inside cracked mirrors. At the bottom was a note: "Break the glass and you break the lock, but never look in a broken mirror. That's when they're strongest." Too late. I already had. We heard the footsteps again, slow, heavy, then the sound of something dragging metal across the walls. Clara grabbed my arm. "We have to leave now." We bolted out the back door. The night air was sharp. We ran into the woods, our flashlight beams bouncing wildly. Behind us, something screamed. Not like an animal, not like a person. Something in between. I glanced back. A figure stepped onto the porch. Tall limbs, too long. Its head was a cracked mirror, leaking black fluid that sizzled as it hit the ground. It moved like it was learning to walk, twitching, jerking. We didn't stop until we reached a clearing. We collapsed. Clara cried. I held her, trying not to shake. "They're free now," she whispered. We broke their prison. We stayed in that clearing until morning. The cabin looked dead in the daylight. Doors wide open, windows shattered. Inside, every mirror was broken. Mara was gone. We packed fast. We didn't speak. As we left, Clara turned back one last time. "They won't stay here," she said. "Not now. They'll follow what they know. Faces, names." I didn't want to believe her. But since then, things have changed. In store windows, I sometimes see myself smiling. When I'm not, at night, I hear a tap on the mirror across the room. Just once, tap, and then silence. If you ever find yourself alone after midnight, cover the mirrors or turn them to the wall. Because if you look too long, they might look back. Thanks for watching. If this story made your skin crawl, don't forget to like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button. And remember, this is Clara After Dark, where your nightmares find a voice. Stay safe, stay curious, and don't trust your reflection.